long time.
I'm hitting record because this is another episode of Straight Outta Content Podcast. But we usually, Omar and I, my special guest Omar and I, we like to talk about things kind of before the podcast starts. But I had to hit record because we got in not a sensitive subject, but we got in a very unique subject that really hits home for New Yorkers, especially New Yorkers of color, especially New Yorkers of African culture, Black culture, your culture, stuff like that, because we all grow up around each other. And we were talking
Because we
about,
have New York is a crucible of people, so it's a melting pot. So we share from each other. We are actually more united than ever.
true, but we grow up with that strong Islamic faith, like around us, right? Like we know mad people back home, y'all eat pork, even though I just had pepperoni pizza. But you know what I mean? Like just how we grew up. But the subject that I want to share with everybody was, we were just talking about how his favorite book is,
Alex Haley's Malcolm X.
yep, and that's mine, and how much that changed my life as an adult. I was an adult when I read that. And you know, you hear it changes people's lives, but I always Chelly's reading it now, and so was Donovan, but Chelly, every time she gets a chance, she'll read it. And then it's weird because the dynamic of New Yorkers, like Black culture like us, is very different than it is throughout the entire country. Would you agree?
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree totally.
You know,
Because
we
I think New York.
we read.
Of course. The reading level is in New York is much higher. The education is better too, as opposed to down south locations. But it's done by purpose because you can go back to Jim Crow, basically. You know.
Did you read the Miseducation of the Negro?
Who's that? Who wrote it?
I always forget.
I know.
Or I know you read this one.
Or
Message to the Black Man.
not yet. I haven't read it in a long time.
Oh, you.
What was the other one? Shit, I love him, and I'm blanking out. It's I'm Not Your Negro. Jeez.
Oh, I never even heard of that.
Oh, he's poetic and
book.
Yeah, and it's a show in Netflix.
No.
Just tell me the first letter or his first name, and I'll say it because.
Oh shit.
Baldwin.
Alec Baldwin? Oh, James Baldwin.
No, not Alec Baldwin. You know who Alec Baldwin is?
James Baldwin.
Yes. Prolific.
This is
awesome. Yeah.
Yo, we got
it's on Netflix too.
9 on Rotten Tomatoes.
If you want to learn about culture, if you want to learn about equality, that is the book.
Damn, and it's on Netflix.
Yeah.
Damn, you should have told me.
And when I was in college, we used to watch this series called Eye on the Prize. It has everything. It's documentary. You see how the Black struggle, equality, while Blacks have been trying to get equality, whites have been getting equity. You got to see that. It's called Eyes on the Prize or Eye on the Prize. I forget.
Damn. Yeah. Oh, for everybody out there, The Miseducation of the Negro was written by Carter G. Woodson.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Sorry, I had to hit record for that.
No. We talk about everything. It's human life.
Yeah.
You know? We have to stimulate the brain, or we are not no longer. Once we stop learning is once we're 6 feet under.
Yeah. Yeah.
But going back to what were we saying about Tim?
I'm not saying it on camera. I'm not going to say it on camera. Why are you always trying to set me up? He's trying to set me up. That's what he's trying to
stand behind your words.
Yeah, I stand behind my words. I'm not a fan of Tim Bradley. That's fine.
Nor am I. But what did I tell you? Sometimes you become a little too passionate and it dismisses your message because you are so passionate about it. And that's where, you know what I'm talking about.
I become passionate when I'm talking personally to you.
Yeah.
I will use the gutter words.
Oh, yeah. But like I told you like a few minutes ago, there's so many words in the English dictionary to choose, but you will use the most vile words to describe this person, but you're not, just like how you critically break down boxing, how we talk about it, we don't
Yes.
get too personal, but you go in, as they say.
Because he does it. And whoa, what happened to your video? Oh, there we go. You got a call coming in?
Hold on. All right, here we go.
He does it, man. He's disrespectful to these PBC fighters who have never said anything about him.
Yeah.
Spence
He's
has
not
never
even
said
a
anything about him.
factor. He's not
That's
even
what I'm
a
saying.
factor, you know? And he goes off. He's like top ranked sycophant, bootlicker, because you know why? Bob has, and he's a dummy, first of all. And he's like, I'm sorry to bring Charles into this. He's the Charles Barkley of boxing. Okay. So terrible. So I don't know why he comes out of pocket and says, "Oh, they're scared. It's not gonna happen." Tim does not know shit, and Tim does not know negotiation. So I don't know how he became a commentator. He's been since Ruslan put. Yeah, I know. Top Rank gave him a job, you know, and he has never been the same since Ruslan Pavetnikov.
Yeah, that's
he still had that ringing in his ear. I don't know what's wrong with him. He's not analytical. He just comes out with outlandish shit and says, "Oh, they're scared. They're scared. They're not gonna fight him." And guess what? No one's scared. You know, Bud's not scared. Spence is not scared. Oh, you know, Spence is just running, and no, Spence is making the right moves while Bud is collecting dust. Okay, and
go ahead.
Look, it's checkers. It's chess, not checkers. What Spence is doing is fighting all the welterweights that didn't want to fight him. Now he has all the power. He has the belts, so he can fight all the top welterweights. Who is Bud fighting? A faded. And I thought he looked great for the first couple of rounds, but he's faded. Kell was the top welterweight when Spence fought him. On the slide, after the injuries, you can't say that, you know, it's the same Kell. No, it's not. And I was actually thinking that, okay, Kell looks good. Okay, you too. And I said, oh, Kell could knock him up. But guess what? He couldn't. Then we saw the slide. I think Kell should stop because he did get those welts under his eyes after taking those punches from Bud.
If you notice, the knockout wasn't on the jaw.
It was a stiff.
Stuff got broke.
Yeah, and here's the punch. Kell was moving towards the punch and didn't see it. It was a stiff jab that caught him and that rocked him.
Here.
So it's
right here. And it was the same.
Was it the upper temple? Was it the temple right here?
Yeah, it was right here. Yeah. You pull it up on your phone or your device. It was right.
I take your word for it.
Jaw. It was not the jaw. It was right here. And it was funny.
Kell got a chin.
Because obviously he doesn't.
No, it wasn't on the jaw. That's not the chin that he took it in.
You're saying if he caught it on the chin, it would have. And see, when I saw it here, I was like, "Oh, the damage is still there." One, number two.
Didn't I tell you about that? About the orbital bones?
Yeah, something is ringing back. But number two is he got knocked out with or stopped with the same punch that he beat the last guy he fought with. Remember how I kept saying, yo, he stopped the guy with a jab? Kell Brook at 154, the last guy who he fought, he stopped with a jab.
He has a stiff jab. It was working great until
Bud
switched to southpaw. Then he started catching him. Then Bud was ferocious. Bud got touched.
Bud can't do that with a southpaw. Bud
and they're both southpaws with Spence.
No. He can't do that with Spence.
Spence doesn't have to switch up.
Exactly.
Remember what happened when Porter switched up. Still got touched. Still got knocked down. And Bud is not going to be as aggressive as Porter and coming in with the head, 3 gloves. You know, he's not going to be coming in trying to work. If I know Spence can keep him on the outside because Bud doesn't work
that fight. He don't want that fight.
Who doesn't want the fight?
Spence does not want an outside fight with Crawford.
Spence has a great inside game.
No, that's what I'm saying.
And remember,
he has to keep it inside. If he fights an outside fight with Bud Crawford's gonna smoke him. He's gonna pick him apart. He's gonna pick him. He's too fast. He's too fast, and his reflexes are too good.
After seeing this fight, yeah, but you had an upright English fighter, so Spence is not gonna be that. Spence will attack the body. He will take some shots to the head.
Get to the body.
He'll get to him.
We won't know. Our full assessment can't be until after the Garcia fight, because anything he gets touched with by Garcia, we have to kind of give those shots to Bud. And does he handle?
You know why? Because Garcia is slow, and yes, he has the Philly shell. Yes, he's well trained. Fundamentals are there, but he will start off slow. If he gets caught by Garcia, then he can get caught by Bud.
Yes.
We agree.
Yeah. And that's the is this thing big? That's the not necessarily scary part, but that's the thing that I saw yesterday, and I said, okay. And guess why? You know how everyone's saying, right? Because I'm gonna say this, and you're gonna be like, he's not pound for pound. Then I'm gonna say something else, and you're gonna be like, okay, I get your point.
Just say it.
Is Bud Crawford pound for pound number one right now?
Canelo is.
Great, right? Okay. I'm sorry. Let's remove Canelo. Is Bud Crawford right now the best number one welterweight in the world?
Oh no, Spence.
Okay. Right?
But he's gonna fight Spence's division.
Now, what I watched an interview with Bud, and I said, I totally forgot. Bud Crawford started at what weight?
130?
135.
135.
Destroyed at 135, undisputed at 140, and it's not
got caught at 135.
I know.
Got caught at 140 or 147. Last fight he got caught 147, right?
Hold on. Destroyed at 135, undisputed at 140, knocked out every welterweight he's ever been in the ring with so far at 147. That's moving up 3 weight divisions from 135. Hold on, 135 to 147. Spence has only ever fought at, I think, maybe 1 or 2 fights at 154, but his entire career has always been championship, especially 147. Could Spence move up to 154 and do well, and 147 and still, and 160 and still do as well as Bud did from 135 to 140 to 147? That is the reason why he has the argument. When I heard him say that, I said, oh yeah, he's right. He has moved up and Spence hasn't.
Okay. All right. Let me check you here.
Go ahead.
What competition did Bud fight? Who are these people?
We have to give him 140.
Who?
We have to give him 140.
He fought an Englishman, right?
Listen.
He fought
we got to give him 140. And we have to give him that he's the smaller man in this division that moved up. Think about it. There's nobody else in the welterweights outside of Manny Pacquiao. We removed Manny Pacquiao. All the other welterweights started higher than 135. Think about that now. Think about that. That's what Floyd and all these other guys, that's what
Floyd came up from the lower weight classes.
He came up from 130. That's what Hands of Stone. I always forget his name. Roberto Duran.
Come on, Duran.
Don't forget, Roberto Duran
No
started lighter than Tommy Hearn, started lighter than Ray Leonard, started lighter than Marvin Hagler. Yeah, that's why Floyd always puts him on his list. And I see why he puts Bud on his list, because he's like, yo, y'all guys are getting smoked and beat and are threatened by a 135 pounder. You guys are all, except for Danny Garcia, you guys are all natural 147 pounders. And when I put that into perspective, because I'm not the biggest Bud Crawford fan.
Spence isn't.
Spence isn't what?
He's not a natural 147. He cuts weight, but right now he's
Thank
looking
you.
good.
Thank you.
He's a huge 147.
Spence, to me, is the triple G of the welterweight division.
Punching power, yes.
No, I just mean he holds that status. The biggest, the strongest, the most deadly, right? And then you got this guy, Canelo Alvarez, coming from 147, 2 weight classes up. So I'm like, yo, son, they doing it a little bit too much. I think when they was giving Lomachenko the pound for pound, no. But I heard Bud talk, and I said, yo, I ain't gonna lie, son. Bud got a point. He might have just changed my perspective on things because I never thought of that.
He does have a point, but you have to see the level of competition. How many names have Spence fought? You have Brook, which they share, and Brook was at top welterweight at that time. And he damaged the other orbital bone. Okay. Then we have Porter, which Bud won't fight because they're friends. Then we have who else? We have who he got the belt from. What's his name? He had the belt for a quick minute.
What I'm saying is that I know you're talking about Jeff Horn and you're talking about Jeff Horn?
No.
Benavidez?
I'm talking about Spence.
Oh, you're talking about
they call him the Bulldog, or I forget. He beat him up. And Thurman.
Bundu?
Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
Bundu?
Him? Yeah, he had a weird fight.
Chris Algieri.
Chris Algieri. These are all names. What has Bud accomplished?
Well, this is it. And I went through his list.
Benavidez, and he was shot in the leg, too.
I still went through his list. You got to give the man, even though Danny Garcia did it first. Everybody forgets that Danny Garcia was undisputed champion at 140.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Everybody forgets that. But Bud was next. That's fair.
Danny Garcia fought the most feared puncher from Argentina. Do you know who that is?
Well, Danny Garcia, yeah. You're talking about, oh, my God, he just fell off. Why do I always forget? Oh, Matisse, who's that Jr.?
Yes.
Yes. But Lucas Matisse. But my point is that even at 140, once Danny Garcia left, and Bud was able to move up from 135 and take over that division, because I still think that they should have met at 140, but stuff happens and Pacquiao was still running around.
Business.
Whether or not we say, right, this is what we can definitely say, whether or not we pick each opponents from either side, we have to, everybody knows if Bud fights Spence's opponents, Bud beats them all. If Spence fights Bud's opponents, Spence beats them all.
Agreed.
Right? The only anomaly we have there is Keith Thurman.
But
that's it.
Keith Thurman is not who he is anymore. After the injuries, but Keith Thurman.
One loss.
No. But Keith Thurman has been out for so long. And he was touched by the Riverside dude. What's his name? Was it Jesse?
Riverside?
Yeah, he's from Riverside, California.
Robert Guerrero?
No, he's from Riverside. I forget his name. Canelo knocked him out. But he got touched. Remember the referee who makes all the faces? Funny as hell.
Mike Garcia's from Riverside.
Yeah, he's part of that camp. Robert Garcia actually trained him.
Molina?
No. Okay, we'll get to it. It doesn't matter. But he
got
rocked. No.
Who did he get touched by? That's from Riverside.
I think his name is Jesse something. I forget his name.
Jesse Vargas?
And Canelo fought him too. No, it's not Jesse
That's
Vargas.
what I'm saying.
He's throwing out too many names. But anyway, we'll get to him.
Yeah. But my point is that I had to come to, and let's go ahead. I think that, and I said this to you yesterday in a text or something like that, Bud Crawford, and it was, you know what? Everyone's reporting that Bud said that he might go to PBC and leave Top Rank. That wasn't the initial interview. The initial interview was from Bob Arum stating that Bud Crawford might leave and go over there.
Yeah.
And to me, if I'm Bud Crawford, right?
Before the fight, because
Before
they've
the
been
fight,
having problems. They can't get him a title shot. They can't get him.
if I'm Bud, right?
Yeah.
And I got
But
Floyd.
remember, Bob wanted him to take a pay cut too. He said, "Hell no,"
Let
which he
me let
shouldn't.
so let me elaborate. If I'm Bud Crawford and I got Floyd fucking Mayweather on ESPN telling the world on multiple occasions on his interview with Shannon Sharp, on his interview with ESPN, every time he gets a chance, and he's close, he's been holding Errol Spence, yet he always says, I'm the pound for pound. Why? Because I've been up 3 weight classes. But again, guys over there on PBC, you're saying this, right? So he has no reason to say. He could totally say Tank, but he never lies. He always says Bud.
Because Tank is not.
If
Don't
I'm
say
Bud,
Floyd never lies. Floyd has his own opinions, but
if I'm
I do agree with Floyd to a certain degree. But I also think Floyd has ulterior motive into signing Bud. That's why trying to lure him over. Yes.
I'm
Yes.
not. Let me
Yes. Okay.
come back to that. Let me
All right. Come on.
circumvent that because I don't want that to taint what I'm about to play in.
Okay.
If I'm Bud Crawford, right,
Mm-hmm.
we seen what Floyd did with Bob Arum left. We seen what De La Hoya did with Bob Arum left. We seen what Mike Garcia did with Bob Arum left. We seen what Canelo did with De La Hoya now and left. Right. I'm Bud Crawford. I'm 33 years old, about to be 34 years old. Towards the
That's old. That's old.
Yes, twilight years of my career. There's only 3 or 4 fights that I need left. Pacquiao, Spence, maybe Keith Thurman, maybe Danny Garcia, maybe, right?
All the
I can
welterweights. Let's just say,
right?
I think
But
Porter gives him the hardest fight.
I'm
But
over
go ahead.
here,
Go ahead.
right? I'm over here, right? And I'm like, yo, I want to fight. I want to fight one of them guys over there at PBC. Can you make it happen? Well, we can't fight with we can't fight with spectators. Well, I want to fight Pacquiao. Okay, well, we can't do that here in America because it's not going to be enough money because we can't do spectators. We're going to have to take you over to another country.
You already texted me, and I
Oh,
totally agree with all on that.
I
Because
just want to say it on camera.
Go
I
ahead.
just want to say it on camera.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I just want to so then you're Bud and you're saying, hold on. Okay, Bob. Okay, I get what you're saying. I'll just go ahead and fight him overseas. Hey, Bob, did you know that Tank and Leo Santa Cruz are fighting in Texas? Hey, Bob, did you know that Spence is fighting in Cowboy Stadium? Can I get a fight with? I know I got this fight coming up with Kell Brook, but after that, can we get a fight? Oh, well, it's hard, and the pay-per-view, and those guys aren't selling anything, and we can't get any spectators. Something's not right.
Bob is not ever telling the truth. I was lying yesterday, but I'm telling the truth today. Bullshit, Bob.
He's on his Trump shit.
Okay, and even though he hates Trump, we're all on the same page. So
on TV, he don't hate him.
No, but he does have the same actions. He called Deontay Wilder that he's on his Trump shit. It's like the thief calling somebody else a thief. It makes no sense.
Exactly.
Okay, Bob's a liar, and if Bud's a dummy, he will listen to everything Bob said. Just like Pacquiao, he's a good Christian dude. Philippines, love his story, from rags to riches. And Bob raped him with Michael Kans.
Yes.
He trusted people. How do you have an advisor that works for Bob and then they rob you blind? Okay. And Bob is dangling this carrot in front of Bud saying that, hey, we're going to make the Pacquiao fight. You are not even Pacquiao's promoter. You don't have Pacquiao signed. Oh, we had it done before, but because of COVID and everything, got pushed back. Bud should not listen to that because he's going to sign an eight fight contract, and they're going to keep extending it. You already know Bob's motives, and he's done it many times.
It sucks too because he had the opportunity to be on live TV and say things that make the fight, and you get on TV as Bob Arum and you say things to not make the fight. Then you do post fights interviews and you're saying more things to not make the fight. Which one is it?
And you don't hold a candle. You can't even hold a candle to the sun because you are not the top rated promoter. And if Bud goes to PBC, that 30% that Bob makes off all the money, that alleged money that Bud gets, $5 million a fight or whatever, 10 million, who knows? 30% is going to Bob. He doesn't even promote. Okay, how much does it take to put a ring together? You're gonna take that much money? Come on, man.
It's sad too because he knows he's looking over at those guys and like, why does Danny Garcia have a Lamborghini truck? Mm-hmm. Why does Danny Garcia live in a mansion? Why are you telling me I got to take a pay cut? Like he said in his interview with Brian Custer, which was crazy. Brian Custer, Showtime, right? But why are you doing? I haven't seen anybody else from Top Rank outside of Teofimo Lopez do a interview with Brian Custer, and I could be wrong with that. But when I saw him with Brian Custer, he's already talking about going over. I'm like, yo, and you're right. Floyd saying that,
he has his own motives to sign him, and I don't think that's a bad. It's a way better situation than Bob. Okay,
yes,
you might not see. Guess what? What PBC does? We're not going to give you a purse money, so then another organization can take from that a percentage or whatnot. No, we're going to make the purses smaller, and we're going to give you other money that they can't touch.
Exactly.
Like back end money, like points on the pay-per-view. You will get that. Then you get concessions, because Al was the only one to even come up with that. When MGM had a fight, hotels, concessions, flights even that are booked by the MGM, percentage goes to the fighter. Okay.
If you're telling a fighter right now,
Al doesn't touch the money.
No, not at all. If you're telling a fighter right now that you got to take a pay cut, you're fucking lying. You're lying.
There's money there.
I want this to be recorded forever. You're lying to a fighter if you're telling them they got to take a pay cut. It's a fucking lie. Especially
must take a pay cut.
Guy. Nobody's telling Pacquiao he's got to take a pay cut. Nobody's telling Errol Spence he got to take a pay cut. Nobody's telling fucking Tank Davis he got to take a pay cut.
Nope. Tank is making more than a lot of fighters. No, he's the highest paid in that division. Okay?
Hell yeah. Somebody told Canelo they got to take a pay cut. What do you do?
See you later. I'm going to become my own man, my own promoter. We're going to split the profits. But I don't know him leaving the zone to fight someone in the zone.
That's just his first fight. His next fight is going to be against one of the Charlos. We know that. His next fight is going to be with PBC fighters.
Honestly, I would have loved to see Caleb Plant. He has a belt. But the other guy, Callum Smith,
he's with fucking Bob Arum.
Caleb Plant is with PBC. What are you talking about?
Is he? Who's the kid? Who's the white kid with Bob Arum?
What are you talking about?
There's a white kid with Bob Arum.
What weight class?
One middleweight.
What? He's probably European.
No, he's American.
What the hell is that?
Let me see.
I think you got your information.
Nah.
Caleb Plant is with Al and PBC.
Is it Callum Smith?
Yeah.
You said Caleb Plant.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I'm sorry. I'm tripping. There's nobody at middleweight.
Yeah.
It's Callum Swift. Oh, Callum Swift and Caleb Plant are both at. They're at super middleweight.
Callum Smith. He just won the super middleweight.
Yes, that's on thing.
That's when what's his name? Floyd's fighter actually got rocked and got beat in that Super 6.
See, I don't see. Think about it. These are all dope fights for Canelo. Demetrius Andre smashes on WBO. I'm looking at the current list.
He's the easiest fight.
That's what I'm saying.
The easiest fight.
Boom, smashes on him.
I would say BJ Saunders is the hardest fight.
No, fuck no.
Don't sleep on him. Nah, Billy Joe
Canelo versus Canelo? No. His toughest fight is Jamal Charlo. Jamal Charlo can beat Billy Joe Sanders.
I'm not talking about PBC. I'm saying all those people. Okay?
I'm saying fighters.
All those European fighters.
I'm saying fighters in general.
Don't sleep on BJ Saunders.
He's a European fighter. We saw what Americans do to European fighters.
He has some moves. Don't sleep on it. That's all. That's all
Brook, but we saw what happened. He's not beating Canelo. He's not even fucking close. He's not even beating Jamal Charlo.
I said
Jamal Charlo, let alone Canelo.
Nah, after I see Jamal with his last performance, I'm leaning towards Canelo. And I thought
No, I said
Jamal
Billy
would
Joe
kill him.
Saunders is not beating Jamal Charlo. So how the fuck is he going to beat Canelo?
Oh, no. I said styles make fights, and I think Billy Joe Saunders has enough moves to cause Canelo problems.
Canelo beats, and I'm going to tell you right now, at super middleweight, Canelo beats WBO champion Billy Joe Saunders. He beats IBF
I didn't
champion.
say he doesn't. Yes.
Hold on. I'm just going to list off who Canelo beats. And it might be the first time in history. Canelo beats super middleweight WBO champion Billy Joe Saunders. Canelo beats IBF super middleweight Caleb Plant. Canelo beats WBA super middleweight Caleb Smith. In the WBC,
Callum Smith,
Callum Smith, the WBC super middleweight champ belt is vacant. That's that weight class. At middleweight, he beats WBO middleweight Demetrius Andrade.
Demetrius Andrade, yes.
Andrade. I don't know about WBC champion Jamal Charlo. And
that we have to see, but I'm still going towards Canelo.
Golovkin, but Golovkin has an IBF belt, so I guess he would have to fight a third time, which he totally can because he could sign Golovkin and then fight him again for his own money. And then he already is WBH. The only belt that Canelo has right now is the WBA middleweight. He has no other belt.
He just keeps going up and down.
Yeah, he doesn't. He vacated.
Did he relinquish the light heavyweight belt
that
he won from Kovalev?
He vacated it. Yeah, Arthur Beterbiev.
Betriev.
Yeah, he has 2 belts at light heavyweight. But
yeah,
if I'm Canelo,
he's a Canadian dude.
If I'm Canelo, I run through the middleweight and super middleweight divisions and clean up and end it with Jamal. He has 2 divisions that he can reign at.
Jamal has to come. Jamal has to come within 3 fights.
I think he fights 2, fights Jamal, then cleans out the rest.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
And then maybe has a rematch.
Let's lead to it. Maybe if it's controversial.
So that means Canelo should have 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 because the WBC super middleweight belt is vacant. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. So there's 7 fights left, and he will be the undisputed super middleweight and middleweight champion of the world. That would be huge because nobody's beating. If Jamal Charlo can't beat Canelo, then that means nobody can beat Canelo Alvarez from middleweight.
Jamal Charlo is the top dog.
Facts.
For Canelo.
Yes.
But Canelo is above here.
Yes.
Canelo has faced better competition and more names on his belt, but Jamal Charlo is a big dude. He's a big boy.
That's the biggest fight above 154, unless Jamel Charlo decides to go up and fight some of those guys. That will kind of throw a wrench into the mix.
Mm-hmm.
If he, you know what I mean? But
let's go back to making money, you know?
Yeah.
So all these PBC fighters are making money. Okay.
Thanks.
And you can't say that, oh wow, look, I'm getting paid this much. But don't forget, Bud, you are getting taxed this much by Bob. Okay.
And you got no people in these crowds. Do you know how many people gonna be at this damn Cowboys stadium?
And Bob is lying again. He said 100,000 pay-per-view buys for Gervonta Davis.
Let's be clear.
Come on. It's 250 to 300. And that's a successful pay-per-view at this stage.
Yeah. Definitely with COVID.
And the whole card, the whole main event, knockout. Yeah, that was a great event.
Yeah.
Look it up.
Purse payouts, biggest. Oh, hold on. Guaranteed money. Wow. It says that Leo Cruz got 1.5.
Yeah, but you know that's more money in the back end.
Yeah,
because way more.
Because guess what? Okay, so this is what it says. Boxers, Gervonta Davis, guaranteed money 1 million. Leo Santa Cruz, guaranteed money 1.5. But guess what? Pay-per-view share, 50-50. They both get 50%. I have it right here. I can't make this up.
Yep.
I can't make this 50%.
And don't forget merchandise concession. They did have a good amount of people there. The gate
generates 225,000 pay-per-view sales.
Yeah. So what's the gate? They got
the gate.
part of the gate
is 9,024 people. Yeah.
And people forget. Look, boxing just not in America. It goes to other countries that they paid for, like even local stations, ESPN abroad. They paid for that, the rights, so then they could show that. It could be 2, 3 million, 5 million that they paid, but guess what? They make part of that money. So you can't say just in America, 225. You got to look at the whole world.
And Britain it's sad too, because Aram expects David Santa Cruz to do poor pay-per-view numbers. Yeah. Well, Bob Arum said in his interview that
Bob's a hater.
You need ESPN in order to do
the
fight. Why?
Fox reaches more homes than anyone.
200
more than ESPN, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, because he was like, there's not going to be a gate. Let's see. Because I've seen some of the ticket prices. We've both seen some of the ticket prices for 9,000 people, right? 9,000 people. But that say we just have no people. 225,000 times what was the pay-per-view price?
$75. Huh? Just say 70 to
that's $15,750,000 right there. Each fighter only got paid $1 million. What the fuck do you mean, Bob? What do you mean, Bob, that they're not making any money? What do you mean that these guys?
But wait up. That's pay-per-view in America.
Thank you. Yeah, and they got 50%. They got $1 million guaranteed at 50% of that.
And people come in and say, "Oh yeah, guess what? No, 50% goes to the cable satellite providers."
That article that I just showed, I can send it to you. It said 50% right next to it.
Yeah, but 50% of that revenue goes towards the satellite people. You know that, right?
What do you mean?
Promoters take 50, and whatever's left, the satellite providers, that Comcast and all that, they get 50% off the bat after. But they don't get to.
They get advertising revenue. So how do they get 50% of the pay-per-view sales? The fighters do. Floyd always got 100% of pay-per-view sales, or most of it.
No, because after the fact, because when Manny and Floyd fought, I got to find out that they take 50% of that. Just say if the fight is $100.
That's not what this says.
It becomes $50. Just trust me on this.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna have to have somebody, because like I said, this says
the satellite providers. Yeah,
and it says TV bonus.
The satellite providers, they take their share too. Showtime has to make that money.
It can't be 50%.
It is 50%.
How?
That's why Bob was complaining. Oh, they have to take less money. You know, they're taking so much money. Whatever it is, cut it in 50.
This says guaranteed money and then pay-per-view share. How would Showtime take 50% of 15 million?
Not Showtime. I'm talking the satellite providers. Pay-per-view. Yeah. How do you get the feed? Satellite providers.
CBS. It's a big network.
Yeah.
So Fox is taking
all these networks pay satellite providers.
Yeah.
You know, there's a satellite in space.
You're talking like DirecTV and shit like that?
Yeah. You know, there's a satellite in space that takes the pictures and gives it down to Earth.
Yeah, I know that, but I'm saying those DirecTV and stuff like that, they're small niche, because if you don't have that to buy it and you're buying it directly through Showtime,
they get a percentage too.
Yeah, but it can't be.
We don't know the actual number.
Yeah, it can't be 50.
I'm not going to talk business, because
they're not
especially,
that big.
But Tank is the highest paid, so $1 million. It's still. Hold on, Tank got $1 million. That's it.
Leo got 1.5. No, that's just the guarantee. And like I said, right next to it, it says.
Now,
it says.
How is Leo going to get more than Tank? Can I tell you something? It can't be.
I'm telling you, I have the whole article right here.
Where are you getting this propaganda?
I'm telling you It's the whole thing. He was offered
What's
600K
the site?
previously when his fight came. Yeah, so he made 600,000 when he fought on the co-main event with Mayweather, Conor McGregor. He will set a new record purse money in the fight against Leo, up to 1 million guaranteed, pay-per-view revenue share of 50%, which may not be disclosed by boxing promoters. So boxers receive pay-per-view share if the sales higher more than expected, which it did.
Back end money. Yeah.
That's
Right
the
now,
back end money.
it's a great way to make money. Yeah, 225, still a lot of money. Then you got
15 million.
other providers coming in,
Facts.
other networks that buy up the fight.
You got
Yeah.
Conor McGregor's liquor in there. Think about all those.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That's money.
Is,
Let alone all the
is
shit.
Conor McGregor the owner of the liquor, or I
Yeah.
don't know? Proper is he?
Yeah,
Okay.
fuck yeah. That's
I
it.
don't know how much stake he has. Remember, 50 had stake in Vitamin Water, Glacio, but he didn't have total ownership, or even half of that.
No, but if you look at he still got $100 million check. Don't forget about that. You do
Yeah,
realize like a lot of these guys' biggest revenue, like slices of their pie, is like for Jay-Z and their revenue, it's his liquor. For P. Diddy and it's his alcohol.
Well,
there's one more.
With Jay-Z, he doesn't make too much because the upper echelon buys his liquor, Ace of Spades.
I forgot. I saw his thing because Vlad broke it down on video and broke down his revenue like pie, like broke it down like real estate and shit like that. And his biggest piece of revenue, his, Diddy's, and somebody else, was all liquor.
Yeah, Diddy has daily own brandy or some type of shit.
Well, he has his deal with Ciroc because
Yeah.
Ciroc was already out before Diddy got with him, but then once he got with him, he skyrocketed. So that's the reason why a lot of
he asked for a percentage.
He's got more than a percentage.
Yeah, he has a percentage. So that's big.
Yeah, well, again, but back to these guys, what I'm saying is when I hear Bob Arum say that, it's just not accurate because you guys, you can't tell me that. And then freaking Crawford is about to go watch. And if San Antonio's Dome only let in 9,000 people, it's gotta be close to fucking 15,000 people that are going to be, or maybe even 20,000 that are going to be at Dallas Cowboys Stadium.
You know why Crawford is chasing Manny? So he can make it 50-50 with Spence. I would say that's fair. Because right now,
I told you Crawford does already.
No, it's not. What has Crawford generated? As opposed to Spence. He's already.
So hold on. Crawford's generation power is because of him or because of his promoter?
Doesn't matter. It's the business he's with. That business does not make money, as opposed to what PBC is doing.
That's his fight. That's his fault.
I'm not saying whose fault it is, but you can't compare two businesses. So if Apple went against, I don't know, God, pick
Samsung.
Pick another, huh?
Samsung,
whatever. Apple's still higher.
Only in America. Samsung sells more phones.
In worldwide. But which companies rated higher?
As far as
which company makes the most money? Yeah.
Apple. Yeah, I mean it's Apple, but Apple has more things than phones.
Right now.
And they have the American market.
Correct. Samsung sells more phones.
Yeah.
But Apple, if you were to buy Apple stocks and Samsung stocks, which stock is higher?
Again, it's Apple. They're the number one company in the world, but you can't compare that.
I'm not comparing phones. I'm comparing companies.
I know you can't compare the companies.
If you compare PBC, Top Rank, which is higher? Which is higher?
Well,
after saying all that, which generates more money? Which boxers generate more money? Which company generates more money?
But again, okay, so this is what you just said. You just said, let's compare Apple to Samsung, not phone to phone, right?
Correct.
Okay. So let's compare Top Rank to PBC, not phone to phone. And phone to phone is Spence and Crawford. We can't compare the phones because it's not their fault.
Even then, you can't ask for 50% when you haven't generated money.
But you're the phone. You can't be the phone, and it's your fault. It's not Samsung's fault.
You're saying fault, but it's not fault. It's about who generates more money.
But
Period.
that's because of the
Whether
company. Okay, if the
the
iPhone
name,
was
the
on
fighter is
Samsung,
associated.
if the iPhone was on Samsung, it would Samsung would be the number one company. Vice versa. If Bud Crawford was on PBC, he would be the number one fighter. But that's not his fault because he got picked off early, like Teofimo Lopez did, and it's not his fault.
You're gonna agree with me in a
And
minute.
he got put in a slave contract, and now he's ready to go.
Let's not use that slave contract anymore.
But you know what I mean.
Slaves don't get money, by the way. Okay,
you're right.
So let's not.
He got manipulated.
Overused. Yeah,
he got manipulated because he was young. You notice now he's 30 now, 33, family, not driving the best of cars, not living outside of freaking Nebraska, like every other fighter is. And then got
all these PBC fighters will have generational money. Bud won't.
Exactly.
Okay?
Exactly.
He's taking the big amount chunk right here, but that chunk, that pie that he's been given by Bob, it gets split, and Bob takes 30% of that pie, as opposed to PBC. Okay, let's go back. We're falling. He
warrants 50% because he can fight. That's why Bud Crawford deserves 50%.
Great. He can fight. So with your fights, let's compare receipts. There's more money in.
You want to make the fight or
not? No. Let's not go there. To make the fight is going to be 50-50. Okay? But it's not. It shouldn't be like that. But if you compare the business, who has generated more money?
But that's irrelevant.
No, that is relevant.
No, it isn't, because one party has more
boxing business.
One party has better people on his side.
Yes, that business has better business.
But that's not Bud's fault.
Who cares? He's going to have to fall in line, whether it is his fault or not. Just like when Floyd,
if you say it like that, then the fight never gets made. If you think of it like that,
I'm not talking about the fight getting made. I'm talking about who has the better business.
Well, we already know that everybody at PBC has better.
Say it. Okay. Who made more money, Bud or Spence?
Everybody. I don't freaking Adrian Broner has made more money because he's been with Al Heyman. Everybody with Al Heyman makes more money. That's guaranteed.
All right. So business made more money. He made more money. He sold out a stadium, Cowboy Stadium, with Mikey Garcia with so many eyes. Bud has not done any of that.
Hold on. You're putting it on Bud. It is not Bud. So Bud, I'm sorry, I can't let his do that.
His business himself did not generate that money.
That's not true.
So you cannot ask for that money.
Okay, this is why that isn't true. Because if Bud Crawford had the right people behind him, he would have sold out all of those places. Bud Crawford versus Mikey Garcia under PBC and Al Heyman does the same that Spence does. These are facts. You're telling me that if Bud Crawford has Al Heyman behind him, he's not close.
You're arguing the wrong point. You're arguing the wrong point.
No. You're telling me that Bud doesn't put asses in seats. Yeah, because he has people behind him that don't care about him. Pacquiao luckily had a country, but he wasn't a black fighter.
Bud has a state, and that's it.
What?
He can't fight anywhere outside of his state and hack anything. Okay?
Who?
Bud.
Yeah.
Omaha.
And who is that? Right? That's your promotional company, how they're moving you. Why can Tank sell out in 5 different states? Why?
He has a great promotional company, and he has a great presence in social media. And he generated that.
That didn't start like that. That grew because he got with Floyd.
Yeah. He got with Floyd, got the notoriety. Bud doesn't even promote. He just stays quiet. So how can you expect? He shoots. He is Cheddar Bob himself. Okay, listen, he shoots himself in the foot for not.
I'm sorry, I can't let you do that.
Even
Well, it's
Bob
true.
said it. He said he doesn't come to interviews. He doesn't promote
They let
himself.
you do that?
He just says he's a fighter. No, you
No,
have to be a jack of all trades.
that's not
You have
true.
to show up to
That's not.
interviews. You have to do everything.
That's
You have
not
to do
accurate.
media.
You want to know why that's not accurate? Because how long was Tank a professional before he got with Floyd?
He went straight to Floyd.
No, that's not true.
Adrian Broner brought him along, and then he was
a
working
professional for I
how
want to
long?
say almost if he's 20. Tank Davis, he was a professional for
Probably 4 years more. 4 years before.
something like that.
4 years before he met Floyd.
Yeah, he was a professional
I think it
for.
was 4 years before.
That's what I'm saying. It was like a good, like a solid amount of time.
Yeah.
He has 24 fights, so he was a professional fighting. Yeah. Here we go. I'm looking at his record. He didn't get with Floyd till about
20.
You know what I mean? Like his what? 1, 2, 3.
5 years ago, he got with Floyd, I believe.
13th, 14th, 15th fight, something like that, give or take. Not on social media. He knows Adrian Broner. He knows the whole crew. Everybody knows him.
Mm-hmm.
Not on social media, not nothing. Next thing you know, he gets put on TV. He's next to Broner. He gets next to Floyd. He elevates. You're trying to fucking tell me that if Bud Crawford had the opportunity, right? Bud Crawford came out, took the first opportunity that was given to him. It was top rank, like many other fighters do, like Floyd Mayweather and Oscar De La Hoya.
If he did the PBC route, 50-50. He didn't do the PBC route. So guess what? You're not getting 50%. Your company did not generate nothing. You're just a fighter. Okay? Yes, you're great. Yes, I don't say great, but you have to have some names under your belt.
He's great.
He's awesome. Yes.
He's great.
He's a great.
He's great.
He's a good tactician. Not yet.
He's great.
To be great, you have to have some names.
If he's not great, then nobody else
in the
division is great. Besides
too early.
For all of them or just for him?
Too early to call him great.
No, too early only for Bud or for all of them?
For all of them.
Okay, I was about to say, if you called him great but not Spence, if you called him not great but Spence great, that's unfair.
Spence is a better fighter, I think, because of the names he's
not beaten. After I've seen last night.
Right now, after seeing last night, I'm kind of swaying towards Bud, but there's an asterisk, because who did he beat?
Listen,
Spence beat a top welterweight.
Bud beats all Spence fighters.
Okay.
Facts. So name somebody that Spence fought that Bud can't beat.
Well, it has to be seen. But you telling me that Bud deserves 50% because he's a fighter, and even though he didn't generate money, he didn't put asses in seats, nor did he put eyeballs on the TV.
You're blaming
he has ESPN, with the biggest sports network in America, and still can't produce.
That's not his fault. He doesn't get
whether it's his fault or not.
If it is, that matters, because how can you blame Bud? You can't blame Bud.
If I was stronger and smarter, I would beat all these fighters. It's not my fault that I was born this way. Man, get out of here.
No. You want to know why? Because these promoters have been doing this to boxers for so fucking long.
In the words of Ed Lover, come on, son. Nah.
These promoters have been fucking Muhammad Ali got fucked.
Yeah.
The greatest fighter of all time.
By two of them.
It didn't stop until Floyd.
And Don King.
That's what I'm saying. So why can't you accept that, hey, Bud Crawford got fucked?
You are with the team you represent. Yeah, he got fucked. I'm not saying he got fucked. Do I think yes, he should have 50-50? Yes, because it's a fight we all want to see. They are 50-50 to figure out who is top dog. Yes,
Yes.
as a consumer, as a fan, I want to see the fight. But business-wise, he does not deserve 50%.
So you're telling me that if you're the promoter and you have two fighters, you're not going to take into consideration that one fighter is that elite? So he deserves it based off of that, knowing he's been in a
So
fucked up
let me
business
ask
decision.
you.
Hold on, answer
So
my question.
Pacquiao's been in a fucked up business decision. Who got 60%?
No, that's different.
Why?
Because
Why?
Pacquiao,
Two elite fighters.
no, because Pacquiao got knocked.
Same with Bob.
I know Pacquiao got knocked the fuck out by Marquez, which dropped it. Don't forget that.
Okay. Well,
That changed it.
Okay, but Pacquiao is well renowned. Okay, he had a country. Okay, Floyd didn't have a country. Okay, everybody hated Floyd in America.
Why did it drop from 50-50 to 60-40? Because Pacquiao got knocked the fuck out by Marquez and it dropped the value of the fight. This is not that situation. This is undefeated, top prime, extremely elite fighter versus
and Pacquiao also got robbed by Bradley fight. Remember that too.
Bradley first, Marquez, win, Floyd. Yes, this didn't happen. So if you're sitting over there and you know Bud's fucked up, Floyd, you're Al Heyman. Floyd Mayweather's telling you, yo, both of y'all know, because come on, we know Al Heyman knows. He's a fucking genius. But
absolutely,
you and Floyd are sitting in a room like Floyd is telling you, yo, whether or not you're right, whether or not Floyd is baiting him or not, he's still saying it publicly. I personally think it's both. I truly feel that Floyd feels that way, and I truly feel that Floyd is baiting him.
Okay. Yeah, because he has his own personal interests.
Because he has his own personal interests.
Hold on. If Terence Crawford comes over to PBC,
he's under Mayweather Promotions.
Make that 50-50.
Floyd.
Make that 50-50.
Thank you. Okay, there we go.
Make that 50-50.
Thank you. Thank you. You're saying if he stays with Bob Arum, it can't be 50-50.
No, not at all.
I'm saying if it is Bob Arum, because we have to make this fight, it has to be 50-50 because
you're a fan.
No, because
yes.
Listen.
See the fight to make the fight.
Because after the fight, whoever wins, PBC is going to get that fighter.
You think Bob's going to let him go? He's going to make him sign an extension.
Bob will have no choice.
Bob has to deliver. No. He has 1 year on his contract.
Listen.
Bob has to deliver somebody.
No. When did Floyd leave Top Rank? After what fight? Because you know it. I know. You know. Go ahead.
No,
come on. You know.
No, I don't. I
yes,
blanked
you
out.
Do. I'm telling you, you know.
Brooklyn. Was it the Baltimore fight?
Brooklyn.
Or Zab Judah? Zab Judah. I thought it was Baltimore, but
undisputed
Zab Judah.
Welterweight champion. Floyd Mayweather coming up, even though he had a couple fights at 147. Now they finally meet. Two black fighters, now they finally meet. Where does Floyd go after that fight to pay his way out? Think about it. Made his biggest purse.
750 grand.
Made his biggest purse, said, yo, I'm fucking out. Peace, I'm out. Yeah. What the fuck do you think Bud Crawford is going to do after he gets his biggest fight that he wants? Now he's the king of his shit. If he's smart.
Do you think Bob is stupid to let that happen again?
He got no motherfucking choice. Because if he's a free agent,
he's a dirty lawyer.
No. Why did Floyd feel comfortable to leave Bob Arum?
Of course, to make more money.
No. Who did he have in his corner after he left Bob? Thank you. So why the fuck don't you think he'd be comfortable to leave?
And he heard about Al because he represented Vernon Forrest.
That's what I'm trying to tell you, son. Yeah. That's what I'm trying to tell you, son. He knows. Think about it. And now you got Floyd Mayweather free too. Yo, you're fuck Bob Arum, son. He gonna be like, yo, fuck Bob Arum. Watch. Why is Bob Arum saying it?
So
come on, yo.
Listen.
That holds some weight.
I'm gonna put it to you this way. Right now, Bud, you heard of allegory of a cave, Plato's allegory of a cave. He only knows what he sees. He doesn't know what's out there. He needs to go talk to everyone and see what's out there, and he will get 10 times what he's getting paid without any hands in his pocket. But Bob has probably an ironclad contract, but he has to deliver championship fights, which he can't. He's trying to deliver Manny Pacquiao, but Manny Pacquiao's not going to fight him. You know why? He wants the money with Conor McGregor. And he's with Outta management, which is stupid. I don't know why. Because
I got to wrap this up.
Let's wrap it up.
No, not this second, but like in 5 minutes.
Yeah. So, but Bud is going to be frozen out again. So if he does not deliver a fight within a year, but can leave within that year, he has till next year to finish up his contract.
He has till next year, but the contract lasts, because again, we just saw how many fights was Canelo signed with DAZN?
Was it 12 fights?
11.
11.
How many fights did Canelo have with DAZN?
4.
About half of that, right? About half, right?
Yeah.
Yet Canelo got the fuck out.
Because they wanted him to take a pay cut.
Listen, and they want Bud to take a pay cut. And I'm telling you, when Bob Arum could have kept everything in-house and not said a fucking word. But think about it. Bud Crawford kept everything in-house, didn't say a fucking word. He didn't respond until asked from a Showtime employee,
Brian Custer,
hey, what happens with this and that and the cutting and all this stuff? It's just business. Why? Because Bob Arum's bitch ass came out and is already throwing him out there.
But after the fight, he was like, "What? Siding with Bob?" I was like, "Did you forget you have amnesia?"
No, it's just saving face, because he told Brian Custer. I watched the whole 37-minute interview yesterday because I wanted to be prepared for this interview. For this podcast, he told Brian Custer that he only has a few months left on the contract, but the fight maximum is complete. It's like Drake has a contract with Universal. He's finished all of his albums, but the contract doesn't expire until X date. Is the exact same with Bud Crawford. And that's when other people can start talking to him, and he's going to exercise that, because this is what happened to Mikey Garcia and a lot of other fighters. They say, hey, I want out. They got
frozen out.
They say, hey, I want out.
That period. Yeah.
Yes, because they got more fights on the shelf. But if Mikey the fuck Garcia can get free, even if it took 2 years, if Mikey the fuck Garcia can get free in recent times, then I have all the faith in the fucking world that Bud Crawford can not only get free, but he's going to get free without having to be shelved. That's the biggest thing. He's going to be free because his fights are done. So everybody's knocking Bud Crawford. And I realized this when I saw the man speak and heard it from the man's mouth. Everybody's knocking me about who I had to fight. Well, guess the fuck what? All this time y'all been knocking me, I've been knowing how many fights I got left. So that's great. I got a bunch of easy fights. That's great. I got my little side money, whatever. I know I'm coming right the fuck over there. So y'all just fucking wait. Keep talking shit, because I know my contract is over. And as soon as it's done, I'm finishing my career making $50 to $100 million over there.
That's what you're saying. That's what you're saying. But what I saw after the defeat of Kell Brook, he sided with Bob. Like, that's his buddy. Like, bro, that was his mouthpiece.
Watch Floyd Mayweather.
I hope he's playing chess.
Watch the lead up with Floyd Mayweather and Zab Judah. He never knocks Bob Arum. He saves face for the camera, because whenever you go into litigation and negotiations, you gotta save face. You have to.
We'll see in the months to come. We'll see.
Never said anything.
I hope Bud switches over to PBC, because that's where all the riches are.
He's out of there. And
because one fight, if Bob offers one fight, that's just one big chunk of money. He can make double, triple, quadruple that money.
Yeah, if I have to go over there, no, Bud Crawford's not going to fight out of the country.
It seems like he was gonna take the
No, he's not
fight with
fighting
Pacquiao.
Pacquiao out of the country. Pacquiao, you think Al Heyman's gonna let Pacquiao fight out of the country?
Does Al Heyman have a say on his last fight?
Oh, on Pacquiao,
Yeah.
Floyd Mayweather, and Al Heyman are talking to Manny Pacquiao. They are showing him how to make money. Trust me. They're gonna make Pacquiao president.
Manny Pacquiao is represented by Outta, which represents the management company, which represents Conor McGregor. So if he's allowed to fight Conor McGregor, does Al have a say? Is he done with Al? That's another thing.
Listen, Al's not somebody who you get done with.
That's true.
Thank you.
Al is a genius, and he doesn't have a jealous bone, and he's not gonna go after you. He's not gonna lock you up. He's not gonna freeze you up like Bob Arum. That's why everybody talks so highly, because when everybody talks Al, there's God, then Al, or vice versa sometimes.
And see, and we can end on that because that's what I'm trying to tell you.
Let's see
that Bud Crawford is finally going to take over his career moving forward because he knows that Bob Arum is holding some shit, and he's like, "Yo, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I'm gonna side with him on TV right now." But he already said it on Bright. Because think about it, he didn't have to say that his business is business.
Even if the Manny Pacquiao fight gets made, he's gonna get shelved right after that. He has nowhere to go.
Thank you. And he knows, yo, fuck that. I'm done. My fights are done. I don't need to make no other fights with Bob Arum because I know I'm gonna be fucking stuck.
But Bob ain't stupid. Bob ain't stupid. He's gonna make extension if he fights Pacquiao.
He's gonna what?
He's gonna give him an extension.
He's gonna try to, but I think he's too smart. I think after he said that cut shit, this nigga, he probably you think Bud Crawford made $1 million for this fight?
Yeah, he did. He made more than that. It's in the contract. But then Bob took 30 of that.
I don't think so. I can't wait to see how much Bud Crawford made.
He said he's not gonna. He said he's not gonna take a pay cut. Okay.
No,
I'm guessing
he said he did take a pay cut. Did you watch the Brian Custer interview?
No, he took a pay cut.
That's what all of this is about.
That's new. That's new news to me.
You gotta. It's 37 minutes, but it happens around 24 minutes.
Send me the link.
The Brian Custer interview. Right. Fast forward, and you will start to hear. That's because he was doing the pay cut to all the fighters within top rank.
Kel got paid $2 million, so I'm guessing Bud got paid $3 million.
No, because he said that Bob Arum told him that they can't pay Kell Brook. They can't pay Kell Brook what
he wants.
No. What Amir Khan got paid because of COVID.
Yeah, Amir Khan got paid $5 million, I believe.
And they said that pay. He said that pay cut shit was kind of like, yo, something's wrong here but he still wanted to make the fight. So again, Bud's doing whatever.
And that's a lie because if Tank can make all that money and have seats, so can Bud. But anyway.
Yeah.
How much did Bud make?
Let me see. How much did Bud make?
Put Terence Crawford, not Bud.
Hold on.
You're going to see Bud from The Cosby Show.
According to The Athletic, Crawford will make more than his minimum guarantee of $3.5 million for the Brook fight. Instead, he'll be paid $4 million purse, while Brook will take in $2 million.
Okay, $6 million
total.
Yeah.
And again, that's
so he's supposed to get what, $5 million a fight?
I don't know, because pay-per-view bonus. This is them.
It was a pay-per-view.
See, but this shit says Terence Crawford got a 60%. You see, this isn't right. I don't know this sport.
What's the website?
sportekz.com. I don't know. That shit doesn't sound right.
No.
Yeah, that don't sound right. The first one was from Forbes.
Forbes is exaggerated. So
yeah, it's exaggerated.
Forbes doesn't know. If I hear from ESPN or Fox, yeah. Fox Sports, that is.
So if he's making that much, I wonder how much Spence is making. But hold on. But like Omar said, okay, yeah, you're paid $4 million, right? Say he's paid $4 million to round it up for 3.5. Say he's paid $4 million. How much does
Take 30?
There
Take
you
30
go.
off of that.
There you go. There you go. Plus taxes, take another 30. Yep. So yeah, if you're making 1 million guaranteed plus 50% of the pay-per-view, you're making a decent amount of money that these guys aren't getting. Like, he doesn't have to pay Al Heyman, and he fought with his own DTG promotions, right? Am I wrong or am I correct? For the tank fight, GTD promotions, right? GTD, right? Wasn't that on there?
GTD? Yeah,
it was on there, right? It was on the moniker, right? Yeah.
Well, that's to be a business, and then you can write off some things. That's why you already know that.
Yeah, but how do you get taught that? The Al Heyman.
Heyman, yeah.
So yeah, so you know, I can't wait to our next episode so we know some more stuff that's going on. It's sad that we can't see the Ryan Garcia fight. I'm sad about that. What's next?
Because Luke Campbell got we'll watch it later on. Luke Campbell got COVID.
Who's next?
Next, you're already going there.
The Dallas Cowboys Stadium?
Yeah.
I don't know. Especially with COVID going on, that fight might not even have spectators.
Why even have it at Dallas Stadium? You're gonna just have it in the studio if it doesn't have spectators. Dallas don't have any rules. Texas don't have any rules.
Well,
we're getting a spike in COVID right now.
It might by December because the cases are going up.
Yeah, it's spiking.
That's what I'm saying. So I don't know, and I'm glad anybody don't take it too, because I'm like, yo, something don't feel right. And if they like by December 5th, do you think that they're actually going to allow people in that stadium?
If it's Texas, yeah. We have some protective measures. Yeah. I think you separate them by groups.
No, it's separated. I mean, it's big enough to have separated, but I just think something doesn't feel right. Something just feels like, but it's too big to me. I think it's too big to cancel.
Does it hold 100,000 people?
I think so, right?
Okay.
Or close to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it seats 100. I think it seats like 70 something thousand, but it'll hold 100,000.
Okay.
Because the workers aren't sitting in the stands, you know?
So let's see. In December, we'll have a talk.
Yeah.
Or before that, actually.
Yeah, definitely.
Or before the fight. Then we'll have it after.
Yeah. All right, man. All right. It was a good episode. Make sure you guys tune in. Listen to us on YouTube and watch us everywhere. I'm sorry I haven't been posting much because, in fact, our last episode, I haven't even got a chance because but this is my last night here. And then I'll be home and I'll be able to just knock all this stuff out. So.
All right. Until next time.
Until next time. Peace.